The natural plant constituent resveratrol is a major player in the field of healthy brain aging, and this is according to an already considerable body of clinical evidence, and the evidence is piling up. This evidence is supported by human clinical trials from major academic research institutions across the United States and Europe. Resveratrol helps restore healthy circulation to an aging brain. This is crucial for maintaining brain health and memory functions. Research even indicates that resveratrol does more than protect an aging memory. It actually improves memory. Now, resveratrol also supports the release of BDNF. That's basically fertilizer for your memory. The effects of BDNF accumulate over time, making your brain function like it's years younger, decades younger. It would be remiss of me not to mention the great contributions exercise and getting sufficient sleep, eating your green leafy vegetables, drinking green tea and real cocoa, and also consuming fatty fish or mussels and scallops have on maintaining and improving brain health. These, plus keeping socially active and always challenging your brain with learning and seeking out fresh and unique experiences, reading and doing puzzles, these are all beneficial. Then there's the health maintenance issue. Controlling your blood pressure, controlling your blood sugar, your blood lipids such as cholesterol and triglycerides, and also controlling for other factors such as markers of inflammation in your blood. Importantly, there are also the key avoiders and minimizers. Avoid smoking and excessive alcohol consumption, minimize your salt, sugar, and saturated fat intake, try to manage stress, and minimize your exposure to pollution. All of these play a part for maintaining a healthy brain, but also for a healthy heart, and heart and brain health are intimately connected. I've been studying nutrition and the brain for many decades. I've come to the conclusion that the following are extremely crucial for maximizing brain health during the aging process. The amino acid-like nutrient acetyl-L-carnitine, which is also called Alcar, the vegetable pigment lutein, and impressively resveratrol. This is an important list because you can only obtain adequate levels of these brain-worthy nutrients by taking a supplement. Welcome to our Resveratrol for Brain Health and Memory episode. Hi, my name is Jerry Hickey. I'm a licensed pharmacist who also has studied nutrition. I'm over here at Invite Health, and I'm also the scientific director, and I'd like to talk to you today about the many important things resveratrol has been clinically proven to do that help restore youthfulness to your aging brain. Be sure to subscribe to the Invite Health podcast today, and please leave us a review. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health. All of the information on today's episode will be linked in the episode description, and you can visit invitehealth.com/podcast for more information. So please listen and learn how resveratrol can make your brain youthful and working like it's decades younger. Resveratrol is a natural substance released by some plants to protect them. So when they're challenged, red grapes and plants like blueberries release some resveratrol into their skins. That helps protect them from things like mold and moisture, but also from the impact of a hot, dry summer. Interestingly, like many other substances plants release for their defense, resveratrol also protects us humans. Very recently at the Asia-Pacific Healthy Aging Summit, this is important because the number of people aging in Asia is tremendous, Professor Peter Howe and his team, they're a big group of researchers over in Australia, discussed their findings that resveratrol is the most potent vasoactive nutrient that they have evaluated, meaning that resveratrol improves the health and function of your blood vessels, and this is throughout your body, including in your brain. According to Dr. Howe, in your brain, resveratrol enhances your mood and memory, your cognitive performance, and reduces your perception of chronic day-to-day pain. Dr. Howe pioneered the concept of vasoactive nutrients, which enhance the youthfulness of blood vessels, improving blood flow to your organs and tissues, so the resveratrol statements have academic strength. Let's go to a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of the research on resveratrol and brain health.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit invitehealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's invitehealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
Welcome back. Jerry Hickey over here for Invite Podcasts. We're doing our episode on how resveratrol affects the memory and the aging process. Now, this is a very impressive study. It's from the Brain Performance Center of the University of Northumbria over in England, and also the School of Nutrition over at the University of Leeds, both in the UK. And this was in a group of younger people between the age of 18 to 30 who you would think their brain wellness was at its height, at its peak. And in the study, they took 60 of these young, healthy people and they gave them a single dose of resveratrol, and it improved their brain function. It actually improved cerebral blood flow, the blood flow to their brain, and it improved how quickly their brain functioned. And they had more mental energy. It's published in the British Journal of Nutrition. Now, what about in us older folks? Okay, this was one of the first studies I saw on resveratrol and memory. It's from the Max Planck Institute for Human Cognitive and Brain Sciences and Charité University Hospital over in Berlin, Germany. And they looked at a group of healthy older people. They were between the age of 50 to 74. A group of them, they gave 200 milligrams of resveratrol every day for 26 weeks, so 6 months. The second group was given inactive placebo, a lookalike pill, but it didn't have resveratrol in it. They used very powerful imaging tools, like functional MRIs, and they found that resveratrol had an impact on circulation to their brain. And this restored something called neurovascular coupling, a very important concept. Parts of the brain involved with memory shrink a little bit with age because they're not receiving adequate circulation. Years ago, Harvard Medical School did a study trying to estimate how much circulation to the brain declines in the human population. So they took an average along a group of healthy older people, and they came to the conclusion that circulation to the brain declines by about 10 to 14% with the normal aging process. That has a direct impact on organs involved with memory. If they're not receiving enough nutrition, enough oxygen, enough blood, they don't stay as healthy, they tend to shrink. So these researchers at the Max Planck Institute, just like the researchers at the University of Reading and younger people, and these older people giving resveratrol was restoring circulation to their aging brain, and it had an impact. Parts of the brain involved with memory were regrowing. That's the neurovascular coupling. Circulation was improving to these organs in the brain, the hippocampus and the parahippocampal dentate gyrus. These two function together for your memory. And as blood flow was restored, why would blood flow decline in the first place? Just like many other things in the body, your blood vessels age. So blood vessel walls tend to thicken and stiffen a bit. This narrows the blood vessels and reduces circulation in general. To the brain, this really has an impact. Your brain is a super high energy organ. If you drain the body of fluids, your brain would represent about 2% of the body's weight, yet it takes about 20% of the energy from each meal to function. Super high energy organ. It's always working for you. And the thing is that when they gave these people the resveratrol, they noticed that blood flow to these organs involved with memory was getting reinstituted. It was going back to a much more youthful circulatory situation. And when that happened, the impact was that these were regrowing and reconnecting and firing together and wiring together, and memory improved. Literally, their memory improved. They also noted that their blood sugar improved, their blood sugar control improved, which is something commonly seen with resveratrol. This was in the Journal of Neuroscience.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit InviteHealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's InviteHealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
Welcome back to the podcast. So here's another study. It's in the journal Nutrients recently. It's the New Trim School of Nutrition and Translational Research and Metabolism. That's over in the Netherlands, but also the University of California, San Diego in La Jolla, a beautiful place. And they said that improving and restoring cerebrovascular function is a key mechanism. A healthy lifestyle helps you maintain your brain function and helps prevent cognitive impairments. They're talking about loss of memory and also brain diseases. And they went on to say long-term supplementation with resveratrol, that's the active form of resveratrol, resveratrol, has been shown to increase cerebral blood flow in populations at increased risk of accelerated cognitive decline. So their thinking is that giving older people with some level of memory loss resveratrol rescues their brain and rescues their memory. So this takes me to a study in the journal Nutrition and Metabolism and Cardiovascular Diseases. It's from the University of Newcastle down in Australia and Swinburne University also down in Australia. And they're looking at adults with diabetes. It's a group of diabetics between the age of 49 to 78. They wanted to see the effects of resveratrol on their brain. This is very important. Diabetics are more at risk of brain shrinkage, which can lead to mild cognitive impairment. And mild cognitive impairment opens up the door to Alzheimer's disease. But diabetics in general have poor circulation to the brain, far worse than what you would see in the general population. So circulation in the brain of a 50-year-old diabetic is generally unhealthier than the circulation of a typical 50-year-old. And this, of course, increases their risk of a whole bunch of brain diseases, mild cognitive impairment, which is kind of a prodromal situation for Alzheimer's disease itself, Parkinson's disease, vascular dementia, and stroke. So if resveratrol can improve the circulation of the brain in diabetics, that's a very powerful finding. So all of these studies are state-of-the-art. All the studies I'm quoting you are double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled human clinical trials. That's the gold standard human clinical trial. This is a group of adults between the age of 49 to 78. All have diabetes. Half of them they put on placebo. The other half they put on resveratrol. And they found even low doses of resveratrol, like 75 or 100 milligrams, improved circulation to their middle cerebral arteries by 14% and their posterior cerebral arteries by 13.2%. Huge finding. It almost perfectly offsets the decline of circulation to the brain that you see in an otherwise healthy adult. It's actually a very big, very important finding. If resveratrol, a single dose, can help restore and improve circulation to the brain of a diabetic, it certainly is going to have an impact on someone's brain like myself, who has good blood pressure, my cholesterol's fine, and my blood sugar's fine.
This podcast is brought to you by InviteHealth.com. For over 20 years, Invite Health has provided premium quality supplements and expert advice you can trust. Now, first-time customers can enjoy an exclusive offer. Visit invitehealth.com/podcast or click the link in this episode description. That's invitehealth.com/podcast for your exclusive offer on Invite Health products. Invite Health offers the resources you need to make important decisions about your health. Chat live with degreed healthcare professionals, get product information, and find retail locations near you at invitehealth.com. You can also learn about our new genetic testing program and our exclusive Invite Fitness Wellness program. Follow Invite Health on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast today. Now back to our episode.
Now, this study refers to older women, postmenopausal women, and that's also an exemplary finding that resveratrol is good for their brain. Older women, after menopause, their estrogen, their sex hormone levels have declined, and this affects circulation in general. So it's in the journal Nutrients, and once again, we're back to the University of Newcastle, their School of Biomedical Sciences, and their pharmacy school. And it's 80 postmenopausal women. They're between the age of 45 to 85. And once again, they gave them resveratrol, resveratrol, this time for 14 weeks. Now, compared to placebo, a fake pill. And interestingly, in all these studies, resveratrol is as safe as placebo. That's a dramatic finding. Resveratrol elicited, according to their results, a 17% in cerebrovascular responsiveness. In other words, circulation to the brain was restored by 17%. That's a huge finding. This had an effect on their brain. They found significant improvements in cognitive tasks, performing cognitive tasks like tough tests, time tests, and math tests, and also the domain of verbal memory. But overall brain function, overall cognitive performance, you don't see that with many nutrients that are for the memory. This is overall brain function. And this correlated exactly with the restoration of circulation to their brain. So as circulation improved, cognitive performance also improved. There was also a trend for their mood improving in multiple measures. So a modest dose of resveratrol in older women postmenopausally improves brain function, cognitive function, and is safe. So this helps prevent cognitive decline. Now let's discuss brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So on one hand, resveratrol helps restore circulation to the brain, and this helps restore neurovascular coupling, circulation to the organs in the brain involved with memory that otherwise have shrunk because of a decline in circulation that accompanies the normal aging process. Not a disease state, but it happens to all of us. And when they gave resveratrol and it reinstituted circulation, healthy levels of circulation, these organs flourished and they were wiring together and they were firing together. When organs in the brain work together, it's called wiring and firing. This is good for the brain, it's good for the body, and memory improved, cognitive functions improved, mood improved. It's all good. But this is a totally separate finding. We're talking about BDNF. BDNF stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's basically miracle grow for your brain. It's fertilizer for your brain. For instance, a young person releases a lot of BDNF every night when they're sleeping. So obviously, if you don't get enough sleep, it's going to impact the release of BDNF. But they release enough BDNF to create 700 new memory cells every night. 700 new memory cells. This is important because you're always losing memory cells, so you always want to replenish them. So in younger people, they keep pace with losing memory cells and creating new ones. The problem is, as we age, the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor decreases, of course. What else are they going to throw at us as we grow older? So as BDNF declines, so does the replacement of memory cells. I mean, think about it. If young people can create 700 new memory cells every day, think of what that adds up to. That's a tremendous ally for good memory and cognitive functions. Now, before we go to the research on resveratrol and brain-derived neurotrophic factor, let me tell you what is standing in the way of releasing it. In anybody, if you don't get enough sleep, it reduces the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So does drinking alcohol. So does lacking B vitamins, lacking vitamin K, lacking vitamin E. And what can help improve it in general? Exercise to a degree, eating green leafy vegetables to a degree, resveratrol to a degree. In animal studies, scores of them, they find again and again that resveratrol stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor in the brain of these animals. Now, you can't really go into the brain of a human and take levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, so they're proving this indirectly. However, researchers agree that resveratrol has an impact on brain-derived neurotrophic factor in us humans. Now, recently, Dr. Harvard neuropsychiatrist John Rathy, he called resveratrol, he called brain-derived neurotrophic factor miracle grow for your brain, because when you release it, your nerve cells connect to other cells, and these are working together, and this consolidates your memory functions. In human clinical trials, 100 to 200 milligrams of resveratrol a day is sufficient for helping improve brain health, restore circulation, and have a good impact on your memory. Now, in future episodes, I'd like to discuss the findings of resveratrol in people with Alzheimer's disease, resveratrol is used for hearing issues, and new findings on resveratrol's possible effect on reducing the risk of another brain disease called Parkinson's disease. Thank you for tuning into the Invite Health podcast. You can find all of our episodes for free wherever you listen to podcasts or by visiting invitehealth.com/podcast. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Invite Health Today. We'll see you next time on another episode of the Invite Health podcast.